I think now the inevitable has happened that you're finally okay with it.
The inevitable?
Yeah.
I don't
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
I don't want to say it out loud.
Tell me off, Mike.
All right. Perfect.
All right.
Now you're going to say, I don't care about that. Oh, you deserve it, man. That lame canned response you always give me.
Oh, the fact that you have more subscribers than I do.
Yeah! Woo!
Party.
All right, that's enough.
Good for you. I'm truly happy for you, and you deserve it. Hey there, guys. maskedbandit here with N7.
Yeah, we're live still.
We're back, and it is an official episode of Season Zoo. I'm just going to call it Season. I'm just going to call it Season Zoo now. It's so much easier.
Now that so many people are not making content for Planet Zoo, we might actually
wow, picking right where we
strong audience.
Right where we left off with the Broso. If you haven't watched that, by the way,
went on that. I mean, were people pretty much in agreement?
Receptive. A couple people were like, "Well, the people who are the Planet players are whiny," but coming from some people who are into Sims and stuff, but. Mm-hmm. Overall, the people were in agreement. Now, that being said, keep it fair and balanced over here.
Nice.
They did just release a patch yesterday, as of this recording, that fixes my main gripe with Sandbox. The protesters should be fixed now. Which is perfect, because I turned welfare back on to get rid of them, and so their habitats...
Can turn it back off.
Yeah, I'm going to turn it back off now. So... And honestly, being able to do that, though, I'm fine with that now.
I do appreciate that they did do some fixes. My issue is that they don't telegraph that they're going to do those fixes.
Right. You could have just said, hey, we're working on a patch. Like, we don't hear anything until it drops.
They could just say, we're working on a patch, and it'd be like, oh, cool. They're working on something. You guys will see that this project is taking a long time because we're doing a lot of research on it. We're trying to build a really cool zoo. And so to feel like it's a little bit in jeopardy because of whatever is happening with this particular title, it's a little unsettling.
Well, we don't play the game. Like, that's the first thing. We don't play the game. And most people play the game. And I think...
But I want birds and I want fish.
I would, you know what? I would settle for fish, and I would even settle for like floating seals. You know, you don't got to do the full swimming mechanism. Just give me seals that spend.
Just want seal models to put in my house of a zoo.
On the workshop, make yourself some art-shaped seals. I'm sure it'll look great. Apparently, there's penguins. There are art-shaped penguins on the workshop. I kind of want to download them.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, we could do that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so if you want to know more about how we really feel, watch the most recent Brosode. And that also explains why we've been gone. And I realized a big part of it was burning out on the building that I made for this episode, which we're about to look at. It was so hard to get, because we don't have the piece library that we have in Planet Coaster. Well, and I know where everything is.
Too. Mm-hmm. You had to build it twice, too.
Yeah, the first time I built it too big. But I didn't get as far, obviously. But, like, and then as I was building it, I was like, oh, no, there are some things I'd like to change, but I'm in way too deep. And so we're just going to roll with it, which kind of sucks the inspiration out, too. And actually, putting the animals in and having a play with that was actually the most fun I had in this build. Like, the facade of the building was fun. And then it sucked until I put the animals in. So,
all right.
So let's go and take a look.
Let's get
to it. Here you go, guys. I worked really hard all week or all month on this.
We're just not getting past the entrance.
I did some stairs. I made some stairs. And I made a ramp.
Hey, that ramp does look really nice. I could imagine that it would take about a month for you to do this.
I was really demotivated, guys. And it's still a big open slab. Oh, I put a curb in. I did a curb, yeah.
You managed to not mulch it, but you did put a curb in.
No, yes. What's going on here? I feel like there needs to be a statue or something in this.
There would be like a menu, probably. A menu with an awning over it.
Oh, okay. I'll leave that for you. I said I worked really hard. So there you go, guys. That's the episode. See you later. Hope you enjoyed. No, I'm kidding. We'll go over there in a minute.
Might just have to go back to the old theme because the new theme got demonetized.
Boop! It's just what is going on with this ice ball?
Oh, you got an ice ball just
I
chilling.
Do. Again, in an effort. The hell? In an effort to up the animal welfare, even though animal welfare was turned off, I sold a whole bunch of the lemurs
because we have so many baby lemurs.
Well, we turned aging off, so they will be babies forever.
Oh my god!
And I threw a bunch of toys in, and I was like, "Be frickin' happy!" And now they should be pretty happy. Yeah, this is welfare turned off. They're pretty happy.
Yeah,
94%,
just in time to turn welfare.
Right.
Yeah, turn welfare off.
Score. So, but I feel like as this project has developed, 5 episodes in now, we're halfway to hitting our stride, guys. Don't worry. I feel like I've become kind of the animal person. I feel like you don't really want to mess with those very much.
Not typically, no.
I like them. I enjoy it. So this is still, I kind of want to wait for this to fill in. Like you have ideas here. You're the garden guy. So I did think this could be good for flamingos, but
no. Because there's no place to move them out. There's no.
That's right. It's too natural. That's the one thing I'm realizing is any body of water that has an animal in it has to be artificially bottomed for the most part. From what I've seen at the zoo. And they separate natural water. Like we have a wetland exhibit, and they have the natural wetland water, but then like the crocodiles are in their own little area, and it just looks like they're connected. It's a totally different body of water.
This is for bees, butterflies, dragonflies, frogs, those sorts of things.
That'll be great. Come in. Like a natural. Yeah, that'll be awesome. That'd be really cool. Butterfly garden. We gotta have one of them. So here's some of the props and stuff that we talked about in the last episode. But what I actually did, here you go. So
it's the first of many.
It's the first of many historic buildings. This is modeled directly off of the Kovler Lion House.
Kovler House,
Kovler at Lincoln Park Zoo. It's pretty much, the facade is pretty much a replica. I'm going to switch the time of day so it actually doesn't look like ass.
I love it. It's so, everything that most people have been building in Planet Zoo are these like really statuesque, everything is pre-planned and big and everything, and here you just have have a ramp to get up there, and you have a little staircase on an asphalt patch.
But it's got the idea that at one point it maybe was bricks, but over time as they refurbed this building, because in real life this building's been refurbished at least 3 times, and it's just started the most recent one at the end of the calendar year 2019. And the whole idea of this was to put the cool building in and then try and match concept art of what it will be. But there's like 3 pictures, and 2 of them are useless. So
yeah, you definitely did not get a PDF of the master plan.
No, like good on Ruble for having that. So, but by the way, our version is the Domez Lion House.
Yeah,
we are dedicating this to Mr. Domez because he's made so many amazing sets, both for Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo.
Domez has always been really cool in Planet Coaster, but he really kind of stepped out in Planet Zoo.
He's the one. He's making an entire town modeled after the American Southwest. And it is jank and gritty and beautiful. It is so nice. So good. But yeah, check out those mosaic lions. Huh?
Those are really awesome.
Ooh. It's all those switches. The problem is they do fade out when you zoom back a little bit. But I'm not going to do art shapes with it. But I'm pretty happy with how that turned out.
I really love the way that you changed the color of the tile, because I don't think does the real one have that change in color, or is it more iridescent tile?
I think
It
it might
just
be
changes with the light.
iridescent. It was hard to tell because like maybe it must be iridescent because depending on the picture, they look totally different colors.
Okay.
So I just went
Love
with
that.
yeah, what the shades that I kind of saw in there. So do you want to look around the outside first, or do you want to go on the inside first?
No, let's look around the outside first.
All right. So
Unless the interior's ass. Is the interior ass?
no.
Okay.
So IRL, on one side, it would have been lions and tigers, but they've got rid of the tigers now to give the lions more room. I don't know if they're relocating the tigers. And on the other side are a bunch of small cats, like leopards and stuff. But we don't have any of those. So
Okay.
we have cheetahs on our side. So lions or cheetahs? Let's do lions, just
Let's do
'cause-
lions.
Yeah. So here's some planting I did that you can change.
Yeah, they're. Yep.
Yep. Well, this is just a little gap in the pavement, so you know.
No, it looks good.
No, it doesn't. Shut up.
It's fine. It's fine.
So here we go. Here's our first modern viewing window. One of the things in the concept art is you can get up into it here with the glass walls, and then they try to. You'll see the mesh walls are the mesh fencing is landscaped. So this is your good look in there. I don't. Where are they? Are they all
With the
boxed
yoga
up?
mats.
If I remove them, what am I going to delete here? You'll see. Look.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
to
it's
cover
because
it
of my
up.
terrain. Ah.
Yeah, it's because of the terrain, and it's because it's not even. But I like this little staircase, and you could still, if you're in a wheelchair, you could still get up in there.
I could just see somebody tripping on that staircase and hitting their head on the glass.
When the lions get all scurred.
Yeah,
Where are
exactly.
they? Are they boxed up? No, okay, they're not boxed up. So there are 3 lions. Swear to
Well, they should
God,
be
there's 3
automatically
lions in here.
unboxed too, because that was part of the update.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there are 3 lions in here. And what I've done, one of the
see
things
one.
in the concept art is they have in the articles they're going to have like heated rocks and stuff. So for them to go lay out. So some of our rocks in here are heated, and they actually do go like to hang out on them. So
Cool.
here's our little since 1915,
Since
the Domez Lion
1915.
House. Just a cute little. That's an Asian sign. It's the only one that's small enough to actually work in this
wow.
capacity. And this is more concept art stuff with the cypress flanking the mesh. I really like the way this turned out. I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, I like that.
But, yeah, feel free to
I
do
like the
whatever.
rock work a lot too.
Thank you. In an effort to make it, quote, more naturalized. So, yeah, I think it looks okay. Oh, there's a guy. There he is. He's in there. So here's our little overhang here. And the people on Bronation suggested carrying the green roof down or across. So you'll see there's a green roof across the habitat. And then I just brought it over to this little cover here. The hard part was making sure it didn't poke through the bottom. So that's why it's kind of just up there without coming over more. But here's our next. Yeah, here's our next indoor viewing area.
Like it.
And we'll go
I like
in the
big
habit.
old chunk
Oh,
of, is
there's
that
another
poop
one
right
sleeping
there?
right there.
Yeah, it's sitting right next to it.
big chunk of poo. Yeah. Whoa! So we'll talk more about logistics when we actually go in the habitat, but just from
so
a view.
cool.
Yeah, I like this area here. I think in real life this is going to be some sort of eatery where you can watch them or something. But again, it was so hard to tell what was going on. But yeah,
Now,
he
do-
likes to stand on that rock. What?
Whoa. So when having trees in a lion habitat, do they scratch on things?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's a Sparkle
but
question.
yeah, so if Sparkle is watching this,
Did they audit this habitat yet? Okay.
so feel free. I heard him go roar. So
Because
I tried.
the thing I really like is the fact that it is sparse, but it's not boring.
Right. Like I have lots of grass, but I did try to keep the trees to a minimum. But I wanted, because I think in the concept art, I think there are trees in the habitat. How realistic that might be, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I was just at the zoo. Pretty sure there are trees in the zoo, in the lion
Are there
habitat at our zoo.
scratch marks on the trees?
That I didn't look.
Okay.
I didn't see.
Because they have a scratching pole right in front of you.
Right. So maybe
And-
that's, I don't know. Could we just put it in the tree? Or put a tree.
You don't want them to scratch the tree.
Right, you don't want them to scratch a tree. This would be the incentive to not scratch the tree.
What we might do is put little cages or something around it.
Yeah, that might be what we can do. We'll have to see
Barrier
what
within
happens.
a barrier.
Yeah, but again, more little terrain variances, but it creates these nice little stair areas, and I like it. So
Yeah, that makes it really, really realistic, honestly, because
I think so.
Nothing is flat. Nothing is flat.
No, and I see this all the time. The rocks, the fake rocks that bleed through the walls. That's a way to feel more immersive. And this area in here is heated, so, and that's anywhere there's bedding, it's heated to their preferred temperature, just to encourage them to sleep indoors and stuff. I felt that was pretty cool.
And so in an area like that where they have indoor bedding, do you have to? Obviously, it probably doesn't need to be as industrial as the actual sleeping area and the area that they mostly live in. Is there?
I'm assuming this would still be concrete bottom.
Okay.
But one thing I was researching stuff for wolves, and they said because of the pads on their feet, you want some sort of soft material above the concrete.
Okay.
So that's, I guess, what the dirt or mulch would be. I'm assuming it would be similar for cats. So
Yeah.
I didn't do that
cats
on
like
the interior.
Cats like to make on a soft surface. Make bears.
So, yeah. So yeah, but it's cool to see him running through there. I haven't actually played with the game running very often.
Yeah, this is really, really well done. Ooh, I like that as well.
What?
I like that little green wall you've got there.
Oh, here. Thanks. Just a little to kind of connect it all. I'm trying to connect
Like
it
you're
all.
learning or something.
I know, and I'm using my dark greens and my fernies and my. I love this statue. I didn't know what to. I love this statue, and I figured an easy way to get trees in if they can't be in the habitat is to just flank the actual exhibit with the type of trees that you would see. So again, to try and pull you in a bit. One more, they like to stand on that rock too. So you got all these different areas you can see. If you're curious what's going on over here, one of the things they say, one of the things they say is that 90-degree angles are kind of not good because they can technically climb up them. So you would need So you would need fencing to keep them from climbing up.
That's really cool.
So that was like the only place in the habitat where I really felt like it was clear they could get up. So I could probably do some more over here. But everything else is pretty sheer. Like it's supposed to look pretty sheer and pretty artificial. It's hard. These rocks are textured so well. It's hard actually to make them look phony.
Right. No, I think you did a pretty good job there.
Thanks. And now here's my main planter. And I have this, again, I love this in the concept art, a bunch of grasses and I guess more African grassland shrub plantings, just to, again, to kind of make it look better. So yeah, I just kind of did that. That's what I did.
Effort was made.
Yeah, I tried. Hashtag we tried. Again, I asked you, and I didn't try too hard. I was like, I'm not going to try too hard with the plants because I know they're just going to change. So, and that's what.
Yeah, you totally asked me, and I said, well, unless you wanted to change, and you're like, I'm going to put something in anyway. I'm like, okay.
I don't want it to be blank. I'd rather have something than nothing. So, one of the cool things on the workshop are these little strollers and benches and really wagons. Cool. Yeah, I don't remember who they're by. I have to look it up. Let's see who they're
What
by.
I really appreciate is the fact that your on stage and off stage is flanked by these almost container shipping.
That's straight out of Google Streets. Straight out.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. So who did these? The rental strollers. I don't want to check my Steam Workshop right now. It'll be a link in the description.
Good. Well, that was a good use of time.
Yeah, if I remember. But yeah, thanks. I think it's because it's been refurbed so many times. It's like, well, we got to put something here. So they just have this really janky doorway, and then the actual doorway is over there. So yeah, and sometimes you can see how like bare it is, and sometimes they cover it with rocks. It really depends. Cool. So yeah, and now we're getting into the cheetah area, so let's take a poke at this. It's very similar, so we can go a little quicker through here. I have 2 cheetahs. I've realized they're my favorite. Like, went to the zoo last week. I really like the cheetahs. I think they're super cool. So I like
love this freaking Planco-esque railing you've got here.
Oh, thanks. I really wanted it to kind of look, quote, classic, but yeah, it's a little chunk, but I like it.
It is chunk, but it's good.
Yeah,
it's good
again, we're low on small pieces or small profile pieces.
It's like Kardashian butt chunk. It's good chunk.
Sure, it's the Kardashian fence. That's so weird.
Oh, so this actually got the modern update too, because I was kind of wondering. Oh, this looks a little older style.
It is. It's the hard part is I wanted this to look a little like they did a minor refurb. I guess I don't know. Honestly, I just wanted to put the cheetahs in, and I was like, well, I don't because even where it is currently, it would have had a major giant moat, a dry moat.
Okay.
And I didn't like that. Although this side of the house
for a dry moat here. It's something that we want to do in the future, I think.
It's an old thing that's getting phased out. Like it's not going to be in the new exhibit. They're getting phased out.
Oh well, I mean like the modern dry moat where you have a barrier.
Graduate. Yeah, no, this was like a cliff.
Oh, gotcha.
The one in Lincoln Park Zoo is like a cliff. Yeah, it's bad. Yeah. But this side of the habitat in real life is a bunch of cages, like full like arched cages for the animal, because a lot of the cats on this side of the house would be climbers. So they'd need full enclosures. And I didn't want to do that, so I just kind of copied the lion stuff.
Cool.
But
well, I think it works pretty well.
Thank you. I was really proud of these little planters here.
Those are nice planters. You did a very good job. I probably
not what's in them, just the idea of a planter built into fake rocks.
Oh, I think even what you put in them is nice.
Oh, you're so kind.
I'll probably fix it a little bit, but that's okay.
Go. I don't know what to do. You're so kind. You're so kind.
I'll probably fix it a little bit, but that's okay. I'll probably fix it a little bit, but that's okay. I'll probably fix it a little bit, but that's okay.
So in this area, again, nice and sparse. It's a little smaller because they're cheetahs. And I gave them a bigger interior. He's in there sleeping. So here you go. Well, let's look at the interior here.
Oh,
pissed
him off.
Yeah, oh, they're both in here. I have two. And there's poop in here. Loverly. Worked on some drains. We have drains now in this enclosure.
I like drains.
And I saw Ruble doing this. I was like, damn it. I need to go back in and do that. And I had to revamp the lion side completely. This is sparse as hell.
Uh-huh.
But why? What else would it be?
What else would it be exactly?
Like, this is where they're going to sleep at night, and then they're going to go out and spend their day in the habitat. And you'll notice you can't see inside here. Mm-hmm. That was a choice because they're such skittish animals. Mm-hmm. I wanted to give them space inside where they could hide from public.
Nice.
More so than the lions.
Oh, so this is actually blocked out from the Domez house.
Yeah, you can see the lions from inside the Domez house. You cannot see the cheetahs.
But you can't see the cheetahs.
Right. Use some ductwork here to signify that this is climate controlled.
How dare you make this about animal welfare?
Put some hoses in. Got some hoses there. I figured one big drain down here would be good enough. You could just, there you go, just like they're doing. Ta-da!
Hoovers.
This feels probably a little too big. And again, I was just shooting off the cuff here. I did not have any idea of how this was actually done. It
looks plausible, which is the goal.
That's kind of the skill level I'm at now, plausible. And hopefully, just like season 1, as we progress, we'll get better and better with it.
Yeah. I feel like we already have, honestly.
Oh, yeah. I think this is a far cry from the meerkat, the lemur? Lemur. I like this way better than
meerkats.
No, I know. I wish we did. That'd be awesome. So there you go. Now we're back to the front.
I like it. I like the way that you've divided it so that you've got a barrier and then a barrier, because that's important. You can't have people up next to one barrier. You have to have two barriers.
Yeah.
And then you also have areas where you can actually see, and those areas strategically don't show the area on the inside that's all stark and gross and weird.
Right. And the only thing that's going to suck is when we let people in. You'll notice the zoo is closed. I was tired of protesters and shit. When the zoo is open, they're going to go, you know what's going to happen. They're going to, I want to go see the cheetah, and they're going to stand here. Oh, the cheetah view sucks. Or they're going to come stand over here. Oh, the cheetah view sucks. Yeah, we need something to be like, come look here, come look here. Mm-hmm. You know, come look where I've clearly shown you need to look. But yeah, here it is from the aerial view. Did just a little bit of duct work, a little bit of stuff to make it seem like
nice
functions. Yeah. So let's go in the house.
After looking at Tivoli 8, we have to up our interior game for sure. Just our standard utility interiors.
Yes, agree. Like, we don't have any. This was the first time I did any sort of animal interior, like backstage stuff. Yeah, but here we go.
I love it. I love the lock system. Ooh. That is nice.
Thank you. I can't believe I got this to work.
That is
the
really
Domez
cool.
signs. Yeah, I had to double them up just because you have to sync the sign in. But it's a small price to pay.
Like
These
it.
are some. Is this Suey, right? Suey side up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we threw these in here. Again, don't know how she did that without having the animals in the zoo currently, but it works really. I love the plants. Like, that's what it is. They have like just random plants, and I think they're even artificial plants just in here. One of the things I wish I had done, but I'm not going to now, is actually made these clear, like to the outside, to get the natural light in there, because that's the only light. Like, I put lights in, but I don't think there's any real lighting in the building.
I might have to do that.
You can do that if you want.
Yeah, I don't want
And
to, but I
especially
might
now
have to. You do need that. You need those lights for the look of this thing.
I know,
And
and
then the
especially because the
other
lights
weird-
now glow.
Which lights
night.
glow?
The windows glow at night.
Oh yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah. So what were you gonna say? The other thing?
The other thing is you've got the cheetah sign for it, and then nothing. Just can't
Yeah.
see anything.
No, I know. Like, they just didn't take it out. Like, maybe at one point there was cheetahs in here, and maybe their habitat got expanded, and they realized maybe we shouldn't let everyone see everywhere in the cheetah exhibit, because as more research is done, this is an old exhibit. They realized, let's close that off. No, we could delete them. I thought it was.
Might be a good place to put like informational signs and stuff like that.
Yeah, we definitely should. Right now, it's servicing as like a stroller rental and like a gift shop, because there's no animals. There's no reason to go in here, because they've realized how not appropriate it is. But one of the things they're going to do is they're going to open the exhibit. Now, this is not quite what the concept art shows.
Yeah, I thought it was supposed to be super open.
Yeah, the glass is going to be ground level. And again, I needed to have enough interior space for them and enough way to figure out how to do it. And I didn't really understand how they were going to do it, so I fudged it. But it is kind of open, but this is more of a harken back to what it was. Like, they just decorated it to make it look like they were outdoors. And back in the day, they had no outdoor exhibit. They just had a box to sit in. Like, this would have been what they had. Yeah. This was after, I'm assuming first it was jail cell. And then it was, let's make it look like they live outside. And then let's give them an outside, but this is their only interior. And as it's been updated, they get more and more actual interior space, more shuffling space. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, this is the inside. But one of the big things... Yeah, one of the big things is they will come in, and it's supposed to be like rocks and trees, and you're right, it's supposed to be more open. But again, I wasn't quite sure how to do that. And then make sure all the pieces were hidden and stuff.
No, I get it.
Yeah, Plan Zoo, limitation. So there you go.
I like it.
This is what I spent, well over a month working.
About that, yeah.
And at nighttime.
But it is, it's supposed to be one of the major houses, so if it takes that long, it takes that long.
Don't like how the signs glow. But I did put some floods on the signs themselves to try and make it look like they weren't glowing as hard.
Uh-huh.
So, most zoos close by the time it gets dark anyway. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But yeah, like, as I was getting closer and closer to putting the done stamp on this, I was like, oh, okay, let's go build some more stuff now. And now I'm going out of town. So, but yeah.
Well, you finally got inspired, so that's important.
I did, and hopefully it sticks around. So there you go. This is, and you can see it's, I'm making your job real easy. Look at how well integrated it is.
No, we had decided that early on how we were going to do it, and so the only thing is how do we move these animals in and out if we need to?
I would assume it's through these doors here.
I don't think that's big enough.
is there maybe there's an underground thing we don't know about? I don't.
Okay,
No, I'm serious. Like, I don't know.
Huh.
This is someone who knows more than I do about this building at the Lincoln Park Zoo. Clue us in. How would they get the animals in and out of here if needed? I don't.
Because when we're talking
know.
about moving animals, they're not going to be on a leash. They're going to be tranquilized and then put on a stretcher and moved.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's a great question, and one that I thought about but didn't have a good answer for. So I promptly stopped thinking about it.
Well, that's a good question for Sparkle, because they work at a zoo and
and they
have that
really
insight.
enjoy Lincoln Park Zoo. So it sounds like Lincoln Park is on the up and up. Like, it's a small, tiny zoo. It's got a history, and they're really trying hard to do what's best for animals, especially given their constraints. So
yeah, I think it's awesome what they're trying to do with the conservation and stuff like that.
yeah, and they've just the Lion House is the final part of a multi-million dollar refurb of a bunch of exhibits. So yeah, I can't. If I'm back in Chicago in the summer, I'm gonna try and hit it up
Cool.
and actually spend some time there. Yeah. So that's all I got for you. Just a building.
Well, that was
some
an
animals.
episode, I guess.
I guess that was a sode.
No, that's really cool. I love the way that you've incorporated the foliage into the area, especially the wall climbers. I think that's really well done, and
They
it
hate
kind of
this,
fits
by
the
the way.
concept art. What?
The animals hate this. The plant. Oh, you can't see my cursor. The animals hate the plants over the roof because they're not African savanna plants.
Oh, well, too bad. This is
bunnies.
Chicago, and you can deal with it.
Or at least the Midwest. So
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's gonna, I guess, do it for us. So I'm gonna leave it up to you. Do you have any idea what you're gonna do next? You're gonna just kind of connect it, or?
I have no idea.
All right, can't wait.
Don't ask me. I don't know.
I'm excited to get back into zoo. I was not high on it for a while, and now I'm a little bit higher on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for Masked Bandit, this has been episode 5 of Season Zoo, and we'll see y'all for the next one. Bye, everyone.
Bye.